Hello, this is Bridget Rau with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, so it's been weird. Definitely been weird time. Energy has not been like easy to survive within. For me anyways. My dog is being weird right now. I'm at my bed because that's where they want me. But I haven't been getting away from here usually for a while. I've been like having a fever, just like dying, you know. Just been fun times, really. But I think I was starting to get better, and then I screwed myself up again. And it was just like stupid. It was just, I don't know, like it's like every time I think I'm gonna feel better, I don't. But I think other people have been feeling it too, and I think some of it is energy, some of it's depression, some of it's like the seasons, like the temperature, and just like the eclipses, and just a lot of different things. And I know my dad like even said something today. He finally was like, what the fuck, like what is, like, why is it like this? And I think it's like he's starting to see things how I've been seeing things for a long time, because I've been awake for a long time, and I know I'm way more in tune with the world and the seasons. That's why I've like wanted to move south, because it's nice and warm and the sun's out longer, and it's like at least brighter. Here it's like, oh, I'm dying. And he was like, why is everything so depressing? I'm like, because everything's freaking dead. Like, and everything's sad and gray and cold and miserable. And it's just, it happens. But I've been always aware of it. And also there's been a lot of things that have happened in this short amount of time. So, you know, things that are not necessarily the easiest to deal with. But I have the Tantric Dakini Oracle, and this is, I don't know if I have it posted right now, but I can probably post them. But I was doing these like for people. When I do them for people on privately, like I like write it all out for them. But this is basically the Tree of Life, and so we pull for different things, and now wherever we pull for, so if we're like going to like pull for the spleen, the house, or whatever, that's the second card. When we look up the meaning of the card, they come back different for each spot. So like this card in the spleen means something different than what it means in like the heart or the navel or the whatever. So a lot of times I've done that, like they are better off sometimes doing it privately, because it's like trying to find it. But I felt like for some reason I should do one with the collective. So I've never really done it this time, but we'll see. You know, either you're in it or you're not, so we'll find out. But number one is going to be the Naval Energy. See, then there's these influencers, these the throat, the head, there's the male side, the female side, okay? So there's also that stuff going on. So I just got number 20, which is transformation, for the number one spot. And I think they have sun there because it's like, I don't know what they're doing. I think they're making like showing an example. There's a couple of different spots in the book that has these, and in the back too. I printed these out actually. This shows us like the thing, right? So this is somebody else's. But number one card too is also the situation surrounding. So right now for divine feminine, divine masculine, what like the situation surrounding all of this is gonna be number 20, which is the transformation. Boop, boop. So bears the number 20, signifying duality united and integrated as a position of tantric potency. This card relates to the judgment of the tarot. I literally just listened to a reading that the whole like last 5 minutes of it was like, oh yeah, major judgment is being like brought down against people right now who, you know, may have hurt you, or you know, karmic cycles are closing and things like that. So people who have been karmic, toxic, not good, are probably gonna be like getting found out. Things could be ending. People could just be figuring out, like having like epiphanies, like my dad having an epiphany of like, what the fuck? Like I was like, you're awake now, welcome to my world. Because it's just being more aware of everything, being freaking sensitive to everything. So usually that in itself, being more sensitive to others and like feeling other people's stuff, it's not easy to go do harmful things to people when you feel like what you do to people. So I think that in itself is probably why empaths are more like sensitive to those types of things and less likely to inflict, because they know the infliction and they'll be inflicting themselves through doing it. But the lower part of this card depicts the base region of a female body with a snake uncoiling and moving in an upward direction. This symbolizes the awakened serpent power, the Kundalini energy, commencing a journey through the subtle centers of the body. It shows the raw Shakti as energy in its gross form. The upper part shows the same energy in a transformed and elevated state. The intersection of the two is marked by a rainbow band of light, indicating the threshold where experience becomes attainment. On the rainbow there is a form of tantric goddess known as Chinyamasta. She is in the lotus posture with 4 hands, and her body, the color of the inner central psychic subtle channel. She represents the channeling of the energy upward to the fulfillment stage where psychic balance is all important. She holds a Kundalini serpent, which indicates that she has harnessed the raw energy of the base center, a skull bowl filled with blood, symbolizing her position of renunciation and compassion, an elixir fruit suggesting the transformation into the realm of eternity, and a plate supporting her own decapitated head, symbolizing her egoless self-transcendence. From her neck flow 3 streams of blood, indicating that the 3 main psychic arteries are opened to receive fulfillment. Around her neck she wears a garland of skulls, telling of her evocation of the subtle primordial matrix vibrations of which the whole universe is comprised. In the position of her head at the neck there is placed a fine sapphire, meaning that the original voidness of the space of inherent of her. This card is the visual representation of the process of alchemy in balance and reflected in the transformation body of fulfillment. This image is the expression of the tantric mystery. Holy moly, it's a highly auspicious card indicating a fine level of self-development achieved. I just saw the stupid things I've been seeing on freaking like the rails or whatever, the short little videos where they're like new kink unlocked with the stupid guys. Like they see something and they like turned on by it, and it's just random stuff. But there's been a lot of them, and that's what I saw. I was like, this is achievement unlocked. But it suggests Spiritual awakening, renewal, ecstasy achieved through balanced union, fulfillment. In the world location at the base center, it suggests judgment in one's favor, the supremacy of the higher over the lower, spirit over matter. So they didn't give us some of them, and that's the thing too, some of them they don't give it for every single one of them. Like they don't speak on it, but when they don't speak on them, I feel like especially with this, okay, so it's like, oh, it's near the base, right? So I mean, number 2, I believe, is the base. So of all of them, like 1, 2, 5, I would think would be ones. Where is it? There. I saw it. Where's the base? So the base is like down here 5, okay? So we're at 1. We're closer to the base than we are to the head. So I'm going to assume like these areas are like the better side. Like if we were up here, it may be indicating that we haven't integrated it fully, or we're still not fully awakened, because I feel like it's the unification of both sides, but it's also above and below. It's not just one thing, you know. It's not it's blah blah. it's two sounds, not just one. There's 2 sounds, and then there was life. But basically, I do think that down here is indicating good transformation, and it was kind of like fitting to everything I was just talking about. People waking up, people having, you know, a realization, balancing these things out. This was a hell of a lot of information. Probably didn't need all of it, but that's basically what we're looking at. So number 2 is the opposing forces. So like, what's opposing us right now with our transformations? And there is like a final outcome and all of that. There's a lot of stuff. So opposing forces, I guess we'll take the blow your mind. That looks pretty opposing. Some of them suck. It's like, oh shit, that's bad. Like, I'm sorry that you have that card. I don't usually get them, but you never know. So the opposing forces bears the number 40, signifying the completion of a period of intense self-discipline and the arrival at a sudden spiritual release. According to the classification by elements, this is a fire card, normally related to the wands in the minor arcana of the traditional tarot. From the stem of a water pipe, a smoking bowl emerges, out of which an atom bomb explodes in a fiery mushroom. Several layers of red color cloud lights are formed and penetrated by the power of the explosion, appearing in a series of ascending veils. At the uppermost level, a human brain is projected, symbolizing a dramatic change of consciousness. Just as the explosion of the atom bomb can change the whole mundane nature of existence, so the splitting of the atom of the psyche can change one's whole field of reference. This card shows the atomic nature of mind stuff in its essence, pointing to the need to break through limits of worldly conditioning in order to achieve transcendence. The divinatory meaning is the time has come to change your point of view, open up new channels in the mind, and do not allow yourself to become entrenched in old habitual patterns of thought. The card suggests that the doorway through to the collective unconscious is perhaps to be entered through the storming of the barricades by acting spontaneously and without reference to predictable patterns of behavior. Do not be restricted by your own petty limitations. When this card is located at the base center, it suggests the feeling of detachment from the world and entry into the dimension of spontaneity. At the spleen center, the indication is of a possible traumatic experience influencing the position of the self. The navel center location gives the power of transformatory action with the potential for release. At the heart region, it tells of the strong desire. Alright, so where the hell are we? We were the number 2, which they say is like the opposing forces. But number 2 is also the spleen, so I think was that card suggests the doorway. This card is located at the base. At the spleen, traumatic experience influence. I said that today. I was like, we've all been traumatized because COVID, first of all, like a lot of people have been traumatized by that whole situation. People were like forced into waking up in some instances. And then some people like myself had a lot of trauma. Beyond just COVID, there was that, plus, some other things. And I think a lot of people have had that thing happening to different degrees. But I can see that would be an opposing force, Like, yeah, we're all traumatized. It's kind of difficult. But we're healing. We're getting there. But our conscious thoughts. Where are our conscious thoughts? Oh shit, they gave me more than one. I don't know what to do with all of this. I guess I'll take Shiva, the pillar of fire. The pillar of fire. This is where our conscious thoughts are. Signifying the astral light coming from the fulfillment of spiritual ideals, this numerological concept is related to the psychic center chakra of the head region. Has traditionally 32 downward emanating rays, and to the final 30-second path of Malkuth in the Kabbalistic system. According to the classifications by elements, this is the first of the fire cards, normally connected to the suit of wands in the minor arcana, the traditional tarot. So we've got 2 of those now. This is like Ace of Wands to the 10 of Wands type of energy. From behind the crest of a falling wave, conceived of a washing through all dualities, there rises an enormous pillar of fire. The central flame is wrapped in fire from the surface of the sun, the divine fire of Lord Shiva, a pillar with neither top nor bottom. This image represents the unity of Brahm, the creator, as the fire of the sun, Vishnu, the preserver, as the cosmic waters, and Mashraha Shiva, the dissolver, as the pillar of fire, the consumer. The whole cliff indicating the power of fulfillment through the inexhaustible self-created Shiva Lingam, the phallus of enlightenment. In alchemy, it is the refining fire, bringing about the transmutation of all elements. This card represents a moment of illumination, a revelation, and understanding of the miraculous nature of all things in their essence. It is the vision of the end of the world, the consuming pillar of fire, a cosmic phallus, without beginning or end, the impregnator of the world to come. It indicates a positive turning point in the life of the questioner. Woohoo, motherfucker, yeah! We got a good one. It's a highly charged moment defined by the place of the card in the tree of the life chart. At the base center, it shows a potent sexual charge. Oh shit, where the hell are we? 3 is over here. 1, 2, 3. So, again, it's like it's in one of the influencing places. But it is still near the bottom where the base of the thing is. So there's a highly potent sexual charge and awakening and sending the kundalini energy upward, so illuminating the subtle body. At the spleen center, the indication is of a healthy digestion, assisting the questioner. Yeah! In the navel center, it shows a potent psychological breakthrough. And in the heart region, It is a great personal force, both attractive and transforming. Well, I mean, we've been blowing minds and being pretty transformative all along here. So I think probably still doing that. We're changing on a physical and non-physical. I really do feel like there's a lot of shit going on with everybody. Just mind, body, spirit. And it's like this right here is both of these cards that came before. So I definitely feel like there's a lot of fire transforming people right now. Look, we got the hot seat. Yeah, we're in the fucking hot seat, man. We're sitting in some unconscious thoughts. It's the hot seat. So unconsciously, we're like fucking beating ourselves to death, which makes sense because we always are. We're never just like, oh yeah, everything's fine. Like I was saying something earlier. I'm afraid to like even look at certain things now. like I'll see like the beginning of some, I don't know, like the title of a video or something. I'm just like, I don't even want to see that. I'm just gonna keep going because everything is like meant to just freak people out or get your attention, and it's usually not good stuff. So our unconscious, we're in the hot seat, and this bears the number 4, signifying the deeper self-rooted in firm foundations and convictions. It is the even number of balance, the 4 pillars of the universe, the 4 directions. This card has some affinity with the Emperor of the Tarot. Jeez, we got a lot of masculine energy. A fine carved wooden throne is depicted situated out in space, surrounded by solar flares and balls of fire. The throne itself is based carved of lions, which is divine masculine, symbolizing the enormous power of any person sitting on this exalted place. It is a position of great responsibility. And they're all off running around. From the seat of the throne, great flames issue forth, indicating the tremendous masculine transforming power inherent here. This power is related to spiritual and secular authority. The seat is that of a master of the universe. Any person prepared to take such a position should first be sure that adequate work has been achieved and that he or she is prepared for responsibility. Under the seat is depicted the mystic stone of Scone, over which many battles have been fought and many lives lost. Here it is, still only a stone, though it has practical function as a support once the flames have been overcome. This card indicates being put on the spot, that a position of authority or responsibility has been thrust upon the questioner, and that he or she is obliged to make themselves equal to it. This is a position of great urgency, where decisions have to be made, demanding inner conviction and powers of leadership. It tells of a way through to the realization of ambitions, particularly those relating to authority and power. In the base center, it indicates a fortification of the raw energy of transformation, leading to fulfillment. In the spleen center, it relates to the fire of digestion. In the heart, to commitment through the acceptance of responsibility. Meditate on the correct channeling of the energy through the higher will, transforming and blending the psyche. We are at number 4. 6 is the heart. So we're influencing the heart in our position here. So I'm going to say it's connected probably mostly to that. It's like an influence of that energy. And in the heart, it's commitment through the acceptance of responsibility. So getting in the hot seat. This is what you signed up for. This is what you came for. This is your fucking thing. It's what people did. And they just, sometimes freak out about it. Passing out influences, number 5, is way down here. So It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's weird, but I don't know. It's different. It's a different thing for sure. It's more ascended level. Usually there's a lot of synchronicity for those who are aligned to it. And again, fucking transfiguration is just like another form of fucking transformation. It's like, oh, we're just gonna transfigure and change instead of transform and change. Like, it's the same fucking thing. And it's number 13, which is just death. It's like, and it's fucking, it's been so many layers on 13 that's just not even right. They stopped making floors, like the 13th floors. They stopped making that. They stopped making 13 steps. They stopped doing things to, like, eliminate that. Even with the freaking astrology, there's like there's supposedly the 13th one, Ophiuchus or whatever, the freaking serpent. But that one gets kind of just, I don't know. And in the Pleiadian thing I have, there's a whole freaking spiral system, an astrology system based off of 13. Pleiadian Earth Energy Astrology. This is one that's based off of the 13. And there's a cycles, so like every day that you're born is connected to a 13-day thing. So like, and we go through these 13 things over and over and over. But there's a whole astrology thing based off of it. And the Divine Feminine is connected to 13. And they've tried to suppress that. And it used to, like, Fridays are the day of the goddess. Friday the 13th is a day of the goddess. They've turned it into not that. But we could bring it back, transfigure, they fucking killed it, but, like, we are in control of cancel culture. We should bring it back. So this is going to be the passing out influences. So this is probably like things that are like the universe is like, here, fuck you. This sucks. Stuff that's not the easiest things to deal with. Because that's just how life is. Especially when you have a lot of fucking transformation to do. They say that like the souls that have been around for a while, when we come in, we're like, hey, we're just gonna do fucking as much as possible and just learn as much as possible so we can keep going. And I'm like, that does sound pretty much correct, because like every person I know that like has gone through, there's different awakenings. There's, I think, some people who have been influenced by people who are awake and they like see it from a different perspective, and then there's the people who've been through transformational trauma or transformational things that just made them see differently. And I think everybody is just gonna be kind of looking at it through their own lens anyways, but I don't even know what I'm talking about. This is what's been passing out from the universe, and that has been passing out from the universe with all this stuff with like keeping the 13 suppressed. But it is also connected to the Trinity. The combination of the one, the unity, and 3, the Trinity, indicating the perpetuity. I can't even say it. I don't even know. Perpetuity. I think it's because it's broken into 2. Like, it's not together. My brain's like, what? I can't say it. Not gonna be able to do it. It's like it's broken. My brain broke. I can't do it. Perpetuity. I don't even know. That's a word. You guys can figure that out. The creative movement is whatever that is, and the position at the center of all time cycles. They're even saying it here. It's supposed to be the center. Like, why do we have 12 then? Why do we have 12? Is not right. We don't even have 12. Even like the divine feminine's cycles, there's like, we go different. It's, and then they like every 4 years they like throw an extra thing in there. With the leap year thing. My grandfather was born on a leap year, so like every 4 years he didn't have a birthday because it was like February 29th or whatever, but it was like we only have that once every 4 years or something. I don't know, it was weird. But more weird shit. It's also the number of superstition, the key to the occult transfiguration related to death of the tarot. The card depicts a skeleton in the traditional pose of death, the Reaper. In this card, he holds a staff instead of a scythe, symbolizing the spinal column on which the psychic centers, or chakras, are threaded. The branch sprouting from the staff suggests an organic life still present. It indicates the possibility of regeneration. Cosmic white light emanates from behind the head of the skeleton, showing that death, the loss of the physical temple of the body, is but a step nearer the pure light of consciousness. The card depicts the transcendent spirit freed from the body, renewed and reborn. Beneath the feet of death are represented the things of the world abandoned. The end of things previously known, the breaking of ties, the death of the old self, paving the way for regeneration and enlightenment, the removal of fears through confrontation, the awakening of spiritual awareness, possibly through a traumatic event, such as an illness, or through an inner realization, the reconciliation of opposites, abstraction, or a state of inertia needing a change of outlook. Death as the door to the beyond, the post-death states, a barado or intermediary psychological condition, change through transfiguration, and the realization of new opportunities. Interpretation of the meaning of this card depends much on its location at different centers in the tree. At the base, it concerns the world. In the spleen, the indication is danger to health. The possibly a change of attitude due to the death of a friend. In the throat, the mystical position. So where the hell is this? 5 passing out influences all the way down the bottom, which is the base. So that's the world. So the fucking world, it's changing, man. But that's probably better than some of these other options. It's like, am I dying? What the fuck? Let's see. At the base, it concerns the world. Yeah. So I don't know. The world's changing. We know that. But yeah, it doesn't sound like I'd really want that to be anywhere else. I don't know about you guys. Death. So we have influences coming in. That's what's... Alright, so those were passing out. We're passing that out. So we're changing the world, is what they're saying. Which, I can see that. Fucking coming in here, changing the world and shit, man. Just waking people up. Okay. Just being crazy. Psychic weirdo. And what are we gonna have? Let's see. Pearls before swine. These cards are so crazy. Okay, so now we're at number 6, right? Passing. Alright, we did our passing out. Now we have influences coming through. Like, what the hell does that even mean? Passing out, coming through. like what hell? So we were passing out the change to the world. So this is what's coming in at us from the world is pearls before swine. Something tells me that, I don't know. This is at the heart. Oh God. Pearl before swine. What the hell, number 59? That rhymed. See, I don't even try. The universe just likes to rhyme with me. Pearls before swine. 59, signifying the path of discrimination through self-awareness. According to the classification by elements, this is an earth card, normally related to the suit of pentacles in the minor arcana of the traditional tarot. From behind a huge pile of pearls, an enormous pig emerges, obviously having devoured a good number of them. What the fuck? Obviously, yeah. That's not what I thought when I looked at it. What? I didn't think that. Oh my gosh. Traditionally, pigs represent ignorance and are therefore not suitable for appreciating the pearls, symbolizing wisdom. This card is a 20th century glyph of discrimination, warning against loss of the capacity for appreciation in the faculty of discrimination is not exercised. Has a double meaning. For the pig is, in its mystic aspect, the symbol of the Dakini Vajrahi, the diamond sow of discriminating wisdom, who in fact rules over pearls of wisdom. Use discrimination and do not let the sense of selfhood become inflated. Guard against disillusionment, particularly with regard to all worldly matters. Keep company with those who bring out the best rather than the worst aspects of the personality. When located at the base region in the Tree of Life chart, this can indicate the lack of fulfillment in the past, telling of disappointments, and pointing to the need to rise above situation in the future. At the spleen is the suggestion of the need to discriminate with regard to all types of nourishment, in particular with respect to diet. The navel psychological position that tells the selection and rejection should be utilized in order to achieve the most growth of character. And in the heart, the card tells of emotional problems, difficulties in human relationships, which can be overcome if discriminating wisdom is brought within. And at the throat, it tells of lack of appreciation. And in the head center, the card advises that a choice must be made. So I believe this was the heart. 6, I believe. We're pretty sure, but I could be wrong. There has been times that I've been wrong. Alright, 6. Yeah, it's heart with 4 surrounding influences. So 7 is another influence. 8 is the throat. 9 is another influence of the heart. And then we have all head stuff up there. But yeah, that's what that is. It's basically people just need to like go with it and use their freaking wisdom, like not the ego. You know, that's all we gotta do, and everybody be all right. Usually, unless I don't know. If you're eating freaking pearls, that might be another problem. Okay, so number 7 is the self. 7 is the self. And 7 is an influence of the heart as well. We got Island of Jewels. Look at that. And self, our wish-fulfilling gem. And that's weird, because it's like the same type of thing. It's like they're both about jewelry. Like, jewels, gems. Weird. But we'll go with 17. 17. The Island of Jewels, number 17, signifying the inner light of spiritual attainment through the exalted path of occultism. As suggested by the numbers 1 and 7 combined together, this card relates to the star of the traditional tarot, wishes. In a whirlpool of clouds high above the earth, as viewed from outer space, there floats an island composed of colored jewels, beyond which is an infinite night sky filled with galaxies of stars. The island is situated in a place conceived of as being outside the influence of time. In the visualization of the ideal self, the adamantine body of light, the island consists of 12 jewels symbolizing the exalted zodiac signs around a central crystal of the self, which here is shown as comprised of all the celestial forces that influence the world with their force fields of attraction and repulsion. It is understood as being not bound to the world but above it, as a pure transmitter and receiver of the celestial influences. It's a highly auspicious boon card, suggesting the realization of hopes and aspirations achieved through the opening of the inner eye of the spirit and the development of the faculties of visualization. The key is to maintain faith in the higher self, the resting ground of the deepest aspirations of the heart and soul, seeking expressions for them in the world, thereby laying the foundations for realization and illumination in the next. This card suggests an optimistic outlook and indicates success where it may be located in the tree of life. The psychological stance of this card is one of inspiration and insight, a spiritual breakthrough. Meditate on the limitless possibilities of the spirit. So basically, having a breakthrough. And that's weird because this is card 17 on page 71. It's like, boom, boom, boom. There's a lot of 1s and 7s going on here. And again, that was the self. That's what is representing the self. And that's an influence of the heart as well. And number 8 is the environment. The environment, where that's, again, it's the throat. The 8 is the throat. It's the environment. And we've got the Scarlet Woman. Uh-oh. She's a hoe. No, she's the goddess. Scarlet Woman, she is signifying the threefold nature of existence as creation, preservation, and dissolution, the trinity, the trine of astrology, the past, the present, the future, the threefold cycle of destiny. This card has some affinity with the Empress of the Tarot. The two large eyes of the Scarlet Woman as a goddess stare out over a cluster of small red flowers. In the foreground there is a large open red poppy, relating her to the earth and its fruitfulness and fecundity. She represents the threefold play of the goddess, the Shakti, in her sensual and sexual aspects. Through her magnetic form, she is the seductive yogini, female aspect of yoga fulfillment of the left-hand tantric path, which stresses that there should be no hesitation to perform potent acts provided one is prepared to handle the consequences. The red color indicates the sulfurous nature of her energy. As the raw female principle in the alchemical process of self-realization, the open poppy indicates that the womb of the goddess is open in a mystic invitation. On her brow is depicted a ruby related to her fire-like transcendental nature, at the same time pointing out that so sure is she of her position of authority, she wears her potency as ornaments. This card indicates the importance of the Shakti, or female energy principle, to the questioner, and her manifestation either as the mystic counterpart in the world or as the attainment of her attributes within the self. It suggests a strong, passionate nature from the sensual to the spiritual realms, either latent or expressed in the heart of the questioner. This is very much a heart card, representing the resolution of divisions between spiritual and material, indicating the wondrous creative fulfillment to be achieved Through coming to terms with her archetype, she is also to be related to the base or sexual center, a location therein possibly indicating an affair or even a pregnancy. Meditate on her as the creative female principle. Somebody could be pregnant. Yeah, well, the Empress does represent pregnancy in the tarot. Like, a lot of people get that from her, that could be connected to that. It's showing up in the throat here. So I don't know, it's like it's a very much a heart card, but it can also be connected to the Shakti, but it's also showing in the throat. I don't know. I think that could be, well, alright, so this is the environment. So somebody in the environment could be pregnant. Yeah, that may be something. Or it could be somebody is going to be getting pregnant, or it could be, again, another type of transformation, like giving birth to something. You know, we get that a lot. I think it'll be different for everybody. So the hopes and expectations is another heart influence. Amusement. What the fuck? That's so weird. What, man? Fire of sacrifice. Bears the number 38, signifying the female power principle Shakti, channeled along an occult path fulfillment. According to the classification by elements, this is a fire card, normally related to the suits of wands in the minor arcana of the traditional tarot, in a red-hot center of volcanic fire, symbolizing awakened, expressed passion and attraction. The force of the active female Shakti principle is represented by a white dakini, an embodiment of female wisdom energy, pictured as a sensuous, alluring woman, accompanied by 6 attendants. They are all adorned with the symbolic ornaments of initiation, revealing that tantric union within the occult circle is known as the initiation into the mandala of self. Here, the female power principle is shown awakened within woman, who is worshipped as the goddess of all creation. The consummation of the union is symbolized by the flower of bliss rising from the sexual area of the woman. Wine is offered as part of the left-hand tantric ritual, suggesting that the spiritual path may be likened to intoxication with the divine. The whole card representing the appreciation and enjoyment of the female principle, a potent mystical experience leading to fulfillment, the goddess as the muse of Tantra, the promise of pleasure and fulfillment, the real integration of sensual and spiritual aspects of nature. This card is located at the base center. The suggestion is of the questioner moving upward through the ground of sexuality. At the spleen center, it indicates letting go of rigid ideas concerning lifestyle. At the navel center, it's a psychological indication of a transformation through the tantric rituals of the conscious blending of the senses. And at the heart, the card tells of a deep love and respect for the mystic aspects of the female principle, with the indication of a fruitful and fulfilling love affair. At the throat, the realm of sexual fantasy is invoked by this card, particularly in the environment. And in the head location, the indication is of a mystic initiation through spontaneity. So, we do have it as number 9, which is the hopes and expectations, but it's heart influence next to the throat. So, I feel like it's probably a little bit of all of that. This is like the second time we've heard spontaneity, I think. And also, this is page 113. So, another attribute to that 1 and that 3, the goddess energy. It's like Shakti. It's very much, it started off very much masculine, and then we balanced it out with very much feminine. Kind of weird. I feel like it's just saying that things are out of balance, because there's a lot of things that come up in here that are like not the greatest. It's like death. Seriously, there was like some stuff in here that you could be dying, or like not making it through stuff too good. But this has been pretty good. And the final outcome, the answer, this could take us down. Where are we going? Whatever one this one is, whoever had this one, their final outcome was Holocaust. I don't think it was bad, though. I don't think it sounded not so good. Like, oh god. Alright, we got the High Priestess. Is not too bad. She's not scary. I don't think. Not for me, anyway. I feel like I think I always end up resonating with whatever she's got going on. Where is... Yeah. Scarlet Woman. Now the High Priestess. Here we go. See, now... Isis is the High Priestess. Isis, the High Priestess, bears the number 2, signifying the truth of complementary opposites united, and implying a blending of emotion and intuition as an exalted femininity wisdom archetype. She is related to the High Priestess of the Tarot, the head and shoulders of Isis, who is also known as Ishtar, the High Priestess, are seen as if rising through a nebulous veil of a night sky. She is considered to be guarding the doorway through to the occult knowledge. Her position is that of a wisdom holder. The Prajna Dari, an attendant and guardian of the great secret Dakini realm, an initiatrix. The night sky symbolizes the limitless nature and awe-inspiring qualities of her territory, the wisdom which she guards so carefully. Traditionally, this wisdom is never revealed to the uninitiated, and therefore this aspect of Isis is portrayed showing only her bared head and shoulders. It is said that, like the sleeping Venus, if her full nakedness or potency is exposed prematurely, without adequate psychic preparation, there is a chance that the occult mysteries revealed through her might be misunderstood or abused. Her 2 eyes are rubies, indicating her fire-like inner nature, and on her forehead is an open 3rd eye which points to her function as a distiller of arcane knowledge and tells of deep intuitive penetration. She wears ornaments indicating her exalted position. On her head are 2 golden horns forming the shape of an upturned crescent moon. The archetype of Isis, the High Priestess, is here depicted as an anima glyph. They're just kind of scary. Look at it. Looks like those things from Gumpy. The like clay things. I don't know why, but that's what I just kind of connected in my brain. Serious intention to find the meaning behind all phenomena. The intention to dedicate oneself to the search for enlightenment and a deep interest in the occult. This is a boon card, a blessing, a guardian angel showing the intuitive path through to the mysteries. Isis is related to the dark aspect of the moon, to the astrological sign Scorpio, to Gnosis, to the cycles of nature, indicating attainment of wishes and particularly of spiritual fulfillment. Meditate upon her as a wondrous and beautiful galaxy which guards many deep secrets. Well, yeah, I think that makes sense. So the final outcome is kind of like, it's funny because like right now Venus is switching into a new place, and she's been in the underworld thing, like, and I didn't even know at all. I was like, I've been in the underworld, man. What are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? Everything that happens to Venus takes me down with it. Like, if it's something's going on there, I'm like, oh, because I think it just heavily influences me. I'm freaking Taurus. Like, obviously, Venus is gonna be a little impactful for my life. And every time that bitch does something, I end up getting, like, messed up for a little bit. And she's doing something. She's doing some shit right now. But I think I'll be alright. I think Pluto was fucking that shit up. Plus, all the other things that happen out there. It's like, my dad sent me a message today. It was like, why is everything so difficult? And I was like, eclipses. Like, and he's like, when? I'm like, now, and it's also a season. It's like, this whole time right now is just always going to be difficult because the energy shifts, and it really does. It's like if you just pay attention to it, you feel it. And that's what I do with, like, when I'm like, I'm gonna work with whoever I'm gonna work with. It's because that energy starts showing up, and then it just shows up. It's like I'll think of something, and there it is the next day. Which I've been like, what the hell? Are they like in our brains now? But sometimes you can tell the difference. Sometimes you can't tell the difference anymore. If it's an algorithm, or if it's a sign. But like the numbers are pretty much always like, you can't get into my brain and make me see repeating digits. That's been a constant for a while, unless I'm just like friggin', I don't know, downloaded with some freaking video game thing, like making me see these numbers for the last decade, all day, every day, everything I do. It's weird that it's like I never not see them. I don't know. Like, I think we should do like a worldwide study and be like, do you guys see these numbers? Pay attention. I want to know, like, is it just a thing that we're just more naturally apt to see those numbers? But it's like we all have our own numbers too, like, and mine change. Mine will be going like, 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3, and then like, never mind, we're gonna do 5 5 5 5 5 or something else. And 27 follows me every day, all day, no matter what. I just looked down. I was like, like I thought I was gonna say it, but it was 57. But yeah, so that is what this is here. This reading basically is a Tree of Life reading. I don't even know if I have them. I don't even know if I have them turned on right now or not. I'll put like maybe. I don't really like to take on too many of them at one time because they're like a lot of information. But yeah, I'll put out a couple of them if they're not up. I haven't been able to do anything at all. I haven't. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I still have people. I haven't been able to do healings because I'm not okay. Like, I can't heal other people right now. I've been like dying for a couple of weeks. But I think I'm getting better. I think it's also in the energy too. I think that just the general energy right now is not easy for a lot of people for some reason. I think there's a lot of things shifting. We get raccoon, which is a problem solver, curious, ask questions, adaptive, creative, entrepreneur. So basically get adaptable. Look at this, fucking adaptable. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to adapt, guys, because we're coming to the end of the season, like I've been saying, and it's not always easy, but we can get creative and become little chameleons. You know, make sure that any like little things, like, you know, don't be getting strung along in things that you don't want to be strung along within, so that we can have a transformation. Look at judgment. Fucking judgment times coming. Don't be stupid. Don't do nothing bad. Let everybody get what they get. You don't have to deliver nothing. That's the thing too. Like, people, I'm like, why do people do stupid shit? Like, stop being dumb. Stop hurting people on purpose, or even by accident. Like, we'll just be good people. Like, stupid. I just want to like punch people. What is wrong with you? So you just making trouble for no fucking reason. But we will rise above and heal, have a rebirth, and we're going places. We're gonna have a trip, some movement. Yep, fucking transformation. Look at that. Butterfly metamorphosis. Woo-doo-doo. Evolution of the soul. Reinventing self. And then we get the Fool embracing. I feel like people are gonna be like, whoa, all of a sudden something's changing. Like, I don't know what. Me and my dad were talking about moving, like going south, because it sucks here. It's like, it's just gloomy. Sees through the facade, secrets lifted, insights wise, aware, observant, exploring the unknown, in the chariot. That was a in that other thing too that I just saw with the judgment. They were like, there's gonna be some judgment and chariot, people are moving quickly towards their success, and this looks pretty much like the same thing, like seeing through whatever needs to be seen through. Like I was saying, anything that's not good, like figuring out the key, unlocking the stuff, like, oh, I've got my solution, I just needed to like be mature and develop into somebody that, you know, I can be seen in public and have resources and be prosperous and, you know, multiply large quantities with the divine feminine and reprogram my subconscious mind. Be dependable, dutiful, measurable, transform. And again, pregnancy, people could be having some babies. No, man. Emperor within 7 days. Oh man, that's quick. You could be having a baby in 7 days. You're like, I don't need that. Feels good when it's over. Clean that mess up. Karma, the wheel of fate. Yeah, destiny, luck of the draw. That's, oops, tower. Bump bump. Fluid of compassion, emotion. So just be nice to each other, even if somebody hits a tower. Right? What are you gonna do? Sorry, that sucks. Look at the devil. There's that karma again. But that's disciplined. I feel like as long as people have been good people, they don't have to worry about like bad things happening. You know, like as long as they haven't done horrible things don't happen to them. And like commitments and stuff like that aren't bad. It's just people sometimes commit to the wrong people, or they get themselves stuck in circumstances that are like mountains because of pride and, you know, barriers being interrupted, just making problems and obstacles. But things will work out for the people who do, you know, the right thing. Justice comes for the right. So you don't have to worry as long as you do the right thing. People that you know, they might have to worry, but I don't think most people, I don't know, I feel like most people try to be good anyways, but some people don't. And those people are probably not going to do so good. They're gonna, you know, probably have some regret, guilt, feels shamed, cursed, emotional baggage, unhappily married. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. So I don't know, you might hear from somebody that's not happy within something that they're like, I'm gonna break free, I don't wanna be there. They may be very motivated towards you, they may try to take back their power, their authority, or become more heart-centered instead of whatever thing they were doing that wasn't. And yeah, some of you probably are going to hear from somebody. Some sort of communication, some sort of clarity. And it's probably a twin flame or soulmate or somebody that's special and, you know, it's been like a designed divine fucking thing. But when you balance out and, you know, feeling more complete, things might multiply. Procreate. Well, again, with the procreation, you better be careful. I don't know, guys. I feel like everybody has the potential to get pregnant right now. Just like looking at people. But that's, for some people, that's a wish come true. So, if that's your wish come true, good luck and have fun. Do whatever. Yeah, look at the star. Is again, star. Wishes coming true. So I feel like a lot of people, you're probably going to be happy. Good things will happen for people. Harvard, which is again commitment, stability. This is freaking Taurus. It's like coming out successful, finishing first. So I think people are probably, as long as they're doing the right thing and coming from their heart, they'll be having, you know, lost hopes reawoken, manifesting their desires, feeling good, you know, coming out of whatever difficulty crap there has been, like being anchored, steady, secure, persevering, adaptable, you know, all of those things. But yeah, hopefully this has made sense for somebody. And I don't know, I just felt like I needed, or I didn't really need to, but I felt like I should use that book for some reason. And I'm gonna be, you know, hopefully coming back out of my time of death, because it hasn't been fun. And you know, it's not like a long-term thing that can be like sustainable. So I won't be doing that. But thank you. In Namaste.